KISS frontman and founding member, joins us now on set. Cool to have you here, Gene.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure to see me. Hey, you guys, I watch you on, see what I did there? I watch you guys. I think really good stuff, and the masses need to get informed because really they don't know what the Dow is or anything like that.
It helps,
yeah,
I think.
So you need to watch this and watch the chat shows in the morning.
I think that's probably good advice, but focus on this show, though. I think more than
this show more than the other shows.
More than the other show. So we got Money Bag. That's a cola, and you're going to sell shoes, right?
Well, I own the Money Bag logo and have for 28 years. You know, the one with the $ and the bag around it. So we have a soda line that's available in over 1,000 7-Eleven stores that's going to spread out to 10,000 or so. And of course, the camera's not covering it because why should it be an infomercial? But it's going to be on everything. Thank you. Now look up to my face. That's the .com. Good job. I'll give you $10 later.
And what someone once said, you will promote just about anything at the point.
That's not accurate. I was going to say that's not true.
Someone
but it's
said it,
harsh.
or it's not accurate that you.
Well, everybody says all sorts of things, but those are semantics, and I'm not anti-semantic. You just have to be careful. Thank you for that. No, that's the truth is, unless and if intrinsically and invariably and other big words like gymnasium, if I don't feel it, if I don't have an emotional connection to something, I won't get near it. Not people, not products, not anything. And it doesn't have to be part of my lifestyle. You should get a menu of life and pick what you want from it. But, you know, you don't want to go to a restaurant that serves, like, I'm not a fan of suction cups and tentacles, so I won't even go to that, you know?
But the cannabis, people say so your cannabis company, the symbol is Gene, Invictus, right?
Well, it is Gene on the TSR, but TSX rather, but that had nothing to do with it, number one. Okay. And Invictus is almost right. It's invictus-md.com.
Okay, yeah, so it's medical, and you've never been a big drug guy, even though you're a rock star. Drug and alcohol, you've eschewed it your entire life.
No, I've never gotten high or drunk in my life. Drugs, everybody uses drugs. You take an aspirin, you numb your gums, but never rolled anything or smoked it or anything.
But this, you had a change of heart because this medically it helps people, and that's your reason.
I would like to admit that I was judgmental, arrogant, and uninformed as well as misinformed. I was throwing out the baby with the bathwater. You know, I was subjected to the Cheech and Chong-itis disease, which is, you know, the low end. Look, champagne is booze. But you don't want to call it booze because there is a difference between that and the wino on the corner. Cannabis, I found out through doing research and stuff, and I urge everybody to ignore everything I say and find out for yourself. I was astonished to find out the medicinal value. The little 6-year-old girl who's suffering from epilepsy and rubbing a cannabis-based product on her, and within 2 weeks, she's either cured or minimized it. I think all of us need to understand more about this, specifically the legislators who don't have a clue what they're talking about when they pass legislation. And even recreationally, I have no problem with that. You've got cigarettes which might give you cancer. It says so right there. You're a moron. You're playing Russian roulette with your life. Right. It says so right there. In Canada, they even have photos of cancerous growths and people still buy it. That's legal, but cannabis isn't? You're killing me.
Exactly. Where do we want to go from here? You over your lifetime, I mean, I did some research. When you came up with KISS, I don't know, you had been in some other bands that some of them had been sort of okay or not. The concept for KISS eventually generated, I think, in your view, $3 billion worth of ancillary revenue. With a B. Yeah. Is that a real number to you? And it
well, sure, but I'm wondering where all those billions are in my pocket. When somebody says, you know, the idea of gross and price of goods and all that, by the time it gets into your pocket and the government doesn't take 50% and other numbers are. So I'm looking for a job. I don't make a living.
Well, you're going to get a job because we had a famous artist named Paul Stanley
he's the best partner you could ever hope to have.
He says there's going to be a tour and it's going to be the biggest ever. Can you get? And that was, I don't know if that was out yet.
I want to be on that tour.
Are you going to be?
Of course.
And how big will it be, do you think?
It's about this big, starting from my mouth, and it comes out there.
But it'll be a worldwide tour with dozens of...
yeah, and I'll be wearing more makeup and higher heels than anyone on this stage. See what I did there? Yeah, so KISS will tour, do all kinds of fun stuff, and we have a ball. It's just nothing better.
Gene, you were, I've got so many things I'd like to talk about. You were born in Israel, in Haifa, I think.
Yeah.
And you've been a big supporter of Israel for years and years and years. I just wonder, what happened last week with the embassy in Jerusalem. That's something that, we're going to have Joe Lieberman on, who also thinks that was just recognizing what we've been trying to do for 30 or 40 years.
Let's state fact. As I'm aware, and as all of you are, because you're well educated and you read the Wall Street Journal ad infinitum, ad nauseum. This president, President Trump, who I've known a little bit here and there, is not the one who passed the legislation. This legislation to recognize Jerusalem as the capital, as, you know, for the embassy and so on, was passed a few presidents ago, and Congress agreed. Congress, and a few presidents ago, that was supposed to happen. So this president was simply following what has already been agreed on by Congress and other presidents. So this idea that he's taking charge and doing all this kind of stuff, that's politics. At the end of the day, this will infuriate certain segments of society there. But Hamas, Al-Aqsa Martyrs Brigade, and so on and so forth, doesn't infuriate the world body. So I have some issues. Both sides need to stop the hatred and the stuff and just sit down, have a cup of coffee. By the way, when you, I am from there, so maybe you think I have a vested interest. I don't. At the end of the day, when aliens land on this planet, they're just going to look at us, you know, they're all human beings, and all these differences that we have. So you're in Jerusalem, Muslims, Christians, Greek Orthodox Jews walk right alongside each other, get along fine, nobody's killing each other. Go to the other side of the wall, you have, yes, people of the same religion are killing each other. Speaking of walls, the Pope is a wonderful human being, and I'm a big fan of his, and he came out against a hypothetical wall between America and its neighbor, said that was a bad idea, except for the fact, ladies and gentlemen, that the Vatican has a big wall around it. For the same reason, they want to find out who's coming in there. You just can't walk in there. And so there you have it, your headline for tomorrow. Gene Simmons says the Pope is wrong.
He backs the wall. Oh, so you will, I'm not going to ask you on camera about backstage passes. Did the producer actually, did he broach that subject up on the, when you were talking? I couldn't tell what.
It's a family show, isn't it? No.
Actually, it's cable. I think if you want to really make, no, we got to go anyway. But come back, because we got more to cover, more to talk about.
We are all fortunate. Let's just not ignore the idea that the rest of the world can be in chaos, and we live in America.
We do.
God bless America is a good idea. Teach your children to say that.
Gene, thanks.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.